Welcome to House Lux Estate, where we explore social dynamics and effective communication. Today, we're going to delve into a topic often overlooked but incredibly influential in shaping our personal and professional lives: the 10 low status behaviors. You might be wondering, what's in a status? Well, our status, or the perception others have of us, can often be a deciding factor in the opportunities we're given, the relationships we form, and the respect we command. By understanding these low-status behaviors, we can recognize them in our own actions and work towards replacing them with high-status behaviors. This not only improves our self-esteem but also enhances our interactions with others, opening doors to new possibilities. So, it's time to put on our detective hats, explore these behaviors, and see how they might be affecting you. Let's dive into these behaviors and see how they might be affecting you. Starting with our first low-status behavior, we have excessive apologizing. You know the type. They're always saying sorry for even the smallest things. It might seem polite, but in reality, it can be perceived as a lack of self-confidence. Imagine someone at work who constantly apologizes. They say sorry for being a few seconds late to a meeting, sorry for asking a question, sorry for giving an opinion. This constant apologizing can undermine their own authority and make them appear less competent. It's like they're always walking on eggshells, not wanting to upset anyone. But here's the thing. Apologizing all the time doesn't make you more likable. It simply makes you seem unsure of yourself. It's important to remember that it's perfectly okay to apologize when you've genuinely made a mistake. However, excessive apologizing can send the wrong message: that you lack confidence in your own abilities. Remember, it's okay to apologize when necessary, but overdoing it can send the wrong message. The second low-status behavior on our list is over-explaining. This is when someone unnecessarily elaborates on a topic or instruction, often to the point of confusion. It's as if they're trying to fill every silence with words, leading to information overload. It's like when your friend tries to teach you a simple card game, but instead of sticking to the basics, they delve into every possible strategy and variation, leaving you more baffled than when you started. Over-explaining can suggest insecurity, as if the person feels they have to prove their knowledge or competence. It can also come across as a lack of trust in others' ability to understand. Rather than facilitating comprehension, it often creates frustration and unnecessary confusion. To combat this, strive for clarity and brevity in your communication. Remember, less is often more. You don't have to spell out everything. Keep it simple and trust in the comprehension of your peers. Next up, we have a common behavior: seeking validation. This is often seen in individuals who constantly crave approval or affirmation from those around them. It's like they're in a perpetual state of neediness, always looking for a thumbs up before they can proceed. Imagine a friend who can't decide on a restaurant to eat at without first getting reassurance from everyone in the group. It may seem harmless, but it can give the impression of indecisiveness and insecurity. This behavior, more often than not, stems from a lack of self-confidence and a fear of making mistakes. But remember, everyone makes mistakes. It's part of the human experience. The key is to learn from them and move forward. So instead of constantly seeking validation, trust in your own abilities. You have the power to make confident decisions. After all, you're the captain of your own ship. Trust in your abilities and make confident decisions. Our fourth low-status behavior is avoiding eye contact. Have you ever had a conversation with someone who just couldn't meet your gaze? It's unsettling, isn't it? This is because eye contact is essential in human communication. When we avoid it, it can project a lack of confidence or even dishonesty. Imagine being in a meeting. You're presenting your ideas, but you can't seem to hold anyone's gaze. Your eyes dart around the room, avoiding the direct looks of your colleagues. This can create a sense of unease amongst them. They might wonder, why can't she look at us? Is she not confident in her ideas? Is she hiding something? This is the power of eye contact. It's not just about looking someone in the eyes. It's about showing that you're present, that you're engaged, that you believe in what you're saying. Eye contact is a powerful tool. Use it to show confidence and sincerity. Halfway through our list, we have negative self-talk. This is when we belittle ourselves and constantly feed our minds with self-deprecating thoughts. It's like having an unkind, critical voice inside our head that's always ready to put us down. Now, negative self-talk doesn't just affect our self-esteem, it also affects how others perceive us. Let's take an example. Imagine someone who is perpetually calling themselves stupid or worthless. Over time, others around this person may start to undervalue them, simply because that's the image they're constantly projecting of themselves. This is why it's so important to monitor and control our self-talk. We need to be our own biggest cheerleader, not our harshest critic. By speaking to ourselves with kindness and respect, we can help to improve our self-esteem and the way others perceive us. Remember, you set the standard for how others treat you. Moving on, our sixth low-status behavior is passive-aggressiveness. This behavior, while seemingly harmless on the surface, can lead to miscommunication and strained relationships. It's a way of expressing negative feelings indirectly, rather than addressing issues head-on. Let's consider an example. Imagine someone giving the silent treatment instead of communicating their issues. It's a classic display of passive aggressiveness. The person in question may feel they've made their point, but all it does is create resentment and confusion in the other party. They are left guessing what went wrong, and the issue that sparked the behavior in the first place remains unresolved. This lack of clear communication can build up over time, creating a toxic environment that could have been avoided with open dialogue. It's a behavior that undermines the trust and respect necessary for any healthy relationship, be it personal or professional. So remember, clear, direct communication is key to maintaining healthy relationships. Next, we have the behavior of not setting boundaries. This is a common pitfall for many, and it's a clear sign of low-status behavior. When you don't set boundaries, you're essentially signaling to others that it's okay to take advantage of your time, energy, and resources. Picture this. You're the person in the office or at school who always says yes to tasks, regardless of your own workload. Over time, this can lead to burnout and even resentment towards those who keep piling on the work. You see, not setting boundaries can create a cycle where you're constantly overworked and underappreciated. This is why it's crucial to establish boundaries and communicate them clearly. It's not about being uncooperative or selfish. It's about respecting your own limits and ensuring you're not spread too thin. Remember, it's okay to say no sometimes. You're not obligated to put everyone else's needs before your own. It's important to set boundaries and respect your own limits. Our eighth behavior is gossiping. Gossiping, often seen as harmless chit-chat, is actually a low-status behavior that can wreak havoc on interpersonal relationships. It's like a wildfire. Once started, it spreads quickly and can cause immense damage. Imagine sharing a personal story with a friend, only to find out they've shared it with others. This breach of trust can lead to feelings of betrayal and create a toxic environment. Consider a workplace scenario. A colleague divulges personal information in confidence, and you decide to share it with others. Not only does this action break the trust of your colleague, but it also paints you in a negative light. You become someone who cannot be trusted with confidential information, someone who uses others' vulnerabilities for their own entertainment. This behavior can lead to strained relationships and a tense work environment. Remember, if you don't have anything nice to say, it's better to not say anything at all. Second to last, we have the behavior of not taking responsibility. This is a major low-status behavior that can erode trust and respect. Think about it. Have you ever encountered someone who constantly blames others for their own mistakes? It's frustrating, isn't it? This behavior sends a clear message: I'm not accountable for my actions. And that's not an attractive quality. Imagine a colleague at work who misses a deadline and instead of owning up, they point fingers at everyone else. They blame the traffic, the weather, the dog that ate their homework, everyone but themselves. This kind of behavior breeds a lack of accountability and respect. It not only brings down their personal status, but also hampers the team's morale and productivity. In contrast, when we acknowledge our mistakes and learn from them, we demonstrate a level of maturity that commands respect. It shows that we value growth over ego, progress over perfection. Taking responsibility is a sign of maturity and respect. Last but not least, we have interrupting others. This is a behavior that is not only disrespectful, but can also be seen as dismissive. It's like telling someone that what they have to say isn't important, that your thoughts and ideas are more valuable than theirs. Imagine a meeting where ideas are supposed to be shared and discussed, but one person keeps interrupting. They cut off mid-sentence, interject their thoughts without waiting for a pause. This can lead to frustration among team members, and the flow of conversation is disrupted, hindering effective communication. It's crucial to remember that everyone deserves to be heard. By interrupting others, you're not only showing a lack of respect, but you're also missing out on potentially valuable insights and perspectives. So the next time you're in a conversation, try to catch yourself before you interrupt. Respect others' time and let them finish their thoughts. And there we have it. the 10 low-status behaviors that can affect how others perceive you. We've journeyed together through understanding excessive apologizing, over-explaining, seeking validation, avoiding eye contact, engaging in negative self-talk, exhibiting passive-aggressiveness, not setting boundaries, partaking in gossiping, refusing to take responsibility, and interrupting others. These behaviors, subtle as they may seem, can significantly influence our interactions and relationships. Recognizing them is the first step towards self-improvement. Remember, it's about fostering self-awareness and striving for personal growth. It's not about perfection, but about progress. It's about learning to communicate effectively and assertively, to respect ourselves and others. So let's challenge ourselves to be better, to raise our status not by putting down others, but by lifting ourselves up, by becoming more mindful of our actions and words. Subscribe to House Estate for more insightful content. Thanks for watching, and remember, self-improvement is a journey, not a destination.